The switching gears to All In, that happened earlier in September. Wow. What?
Wow.
It was.
My God, King.
My God! He broke him in half.
All right, don't carry the Jim Ross thing too far.
I was all in.
Well,
But
Stone Cold. Sorry, I had the one.
But no, that was a hell of an event.
it was a great show. It really was. And I said, because we go round and round on this show all the time with Russ, where Joey and I are always WWE guys, and we're banging the drum for them. And Russ is, the independent wrestling, and he's our man on the street with all the hundreds of interviews that are on this channel.
Uncle Traveling Russ.
Traveling Russ. And I like the fact that it was a good combination of both old and new. Like, you knew DDP, you knew Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, sorry.
Okay.
DDP was there. You mentioned Tully Blanchard. I'm talking about the people, the other guys, because
Magnum TA.
Magnum TA was there. Just the old and the new, Tommy Dreamer, all these people that were there. So all the people we knew that from the past, and all the new kids, and the people who set the event up, like you said, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, stuff like that.
Pretty much everybody not in WWE.
Yeah, but it was just a good combination of past WWE.
Yep, I knew Jericho there too.
With Jericho,
which was amazing. By the way,
Jericho's in limbo. We'll get to that part. But I just thought they set that up with the selling out a 10,000 seat arena alone was unreal. Wouldn't you say?
The official attendance, from what I understood, was 11,260. So, to me, that's stupendous.
Unheard of.
Yes, I mean, Will this week was doing some research on events and numbers and other sellouts, and the numbers that they did by themselves is out of this world. I mean,
I've been chomping at the bit at this one. From the stats that I picked up, we talked about it last night. Yeah,
he's the stat guy.
From what I picked up, they had Ring of Honor's largest crowd for any show was 4,000 people total. I think they said that TNA, which was in Europe, was 6,000, and what was the other one I said?
Last night you told me it was ECW.
ECW. Yeah. ECW, this is not confirmed because they said Buffalo, New York, and all of us have been to those shows at the Burt Flickinger Center at some point. Burt Flickinger Center does not hold 6,000 people. Jared Orr, get at us if you have this stat about ECW. Was
it ECW WWE or was it ECW
No,
by
it was
itself?
ECW original. It was a pay-per-view. It was Hardcore Heaven, they said. So, what they said was 6,000. I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm saying, going along with what Russ said, 11,000 people in one place for a non-WCW WWE event is major. And I'm the last person to say to bang the drum for the Indies, and hats off to those guys.
And before somebody says, well, what about New Japan? Okay. New Japan and Ring of Honor, their special, their G1 special at the Cow Palace drew about 6,500. So you can also kind of throw that one in there too. I mean,
I don't know. I think that's a good sign of what happens. I mean, because that's a lot of pooled talent right there. I think, like, personally, I think this is the first time that, since the WCW WWE merger, that you've actually seen somebody pull something off with a bunch of big names.
Competition.
I mean, if you look at everything that TNA or Impact or whatever the hell it's called now has always done, you always see, like, oh, here's this washed up WWE guy, or Ric Flair on his 9,000th run because he needs more money or whatever.
Right.
But they don't have the money to keep a ton of big names around, and they don't have the amount of time on TV to support what the names want to do. And I mean, if you look when TNA made the biggest push that they had against WWE, they had a lot of big names that were current names, and all of a sudden you started getting reports of, I'm not getting paid, my paycheck bounced, I'm back a month on pay, stuff like that.
And where they end up?
Well, Pop TV.
WWE.
Well, it's interesting because all of the other organizations, and I'll even throw Impact in there because they've kind of stabilized a little bit with Anthem Sports owning them now.
What's her face screwed the whole thing up? What's her
Well,
name?
Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter is a whole nother. That's a whole nother ball of wax. But over the last couple of years, it's like the WWE's been up here. We all know that. There really can't be touched. Even right now, they really can't be touched. But it's like New Japan, Ring of Honor, and Impact. If you want to throw CZW in there and MLW in there because they're known.
And then Lucha Underground.
And then Lucha Underground. Oh yeah. And then
I'm a big fan.
And then Lucha Underground. They're all kind of like taking little steps, you know. But the WWE is not going anywhere else.
Well, I was reading something about this All In. I didn't actually get to see it, but I've been reading up on it and stuff. And one of the things that like they were talking were some of these big names showed up for free.
Yes, correct. Diamond Dallas Page said the only reason why he did it was for Cody Rhodes because of his father, the respect he had for his father, and he'd known him since he was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did. He goes, I showed up. He goes, I wouldn't do anything, even for WWE, without 6 numbers involved, you know, or whatever it was. And he goes, but for you, kid, I got you.
Yeah.
You know, 10 pounds of gold.
I mean, that just shows you some of the respect
Oh, and on
that
top of it,
Dusty
I mean-
still has to this day.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you wine and dine with kings and queens and sleep in dumpsters eating pork and beans.
Daddy.
That's right there, right there.
It's the garbage
That's the
man.
Nickel City Nightmare quote in the American Dream, by the way.
Yeah, very good, very good, very
Wait,
good.
while we're talking about
Plumber's
Cody,
son.
But I think as a whole, I mean, pro wrestling was so.
I hate you.
Oh boy, you guys are assholes.
Hey, you're the one who cut the man off.
Can that go in the clip? Just you guys are assholes. That's got to go in there.
But the whole wrestling business as a whole, a couple of years ago, was getting stagnant. It was getting bored. How much of a shot in the arm does an event like this give? Not just
He's putting Vince in the
the
corner.
wrestlers involved, but the whole, but the business as a whole.
I think it's a splash that it needed to just. There needs to be competition out there. WWE stale. It's boring. We're all looking for that next, as we called it, the golden era. This is kind of like shots fired at that to bring something around it, to give us what we all want to see. We all want to enjoy wrestling again, not like get pissed off because, hey, they're misusing this guy. They screwed up that storyline. They're spending too much time on this nobody. We need other outlets to watch besides WWE.
Thing I think I like the most about it is with this All-In event specifically, because we've all sat here and said TNA, WWE, any other 3-letter corporation you can think of. They did it with nobody. You know, I mean, our Ring of Honor backed them a little bit, but
I love New Japan.
did New Japan really didn't have anything to do with All In? I don't think.
I thought they had a little bit.
They had
Maybe they had some people, some of their people there.
Yep.
But I think our Ring of Honor had some money involved in
Right.
this a little bit. But these kids did it all on their own. You know, basically, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what was cool about the grassroots feel with this whole thing. Which impressed me the most was they did it on their own. They didn't have the backing of billionaire Vince, my guy.
Careful, he's in the corner over there. Russ left him over there.
Yeah, I know. Russ left him in the corner after the last time. I know. But you know, like I said, it was an impressive event for sure.